Hello there and welcome to Fast Track IELTS. My name is Jordan and I'm one of the OET teachers here. And in this video today, we're going to be talking about the OET exam. But more specifically, we're going to be talking about how much the OET exam costs. You see, there can be quite a lot of confusing information available online. Some places say it costs this much, some people say it costs Australian dollars. It's all a little bit confusing. So let's have a good talk about it and let's find out exactly how much you should be paying for the OET exam. Let's get to it. So let's have a look then, and this is a very common question that we're asked. So the first thing to know is that the OET exam is more expensive than the IELTS exam. You know, a lot of you, when you first contact Fast Track IELTS, you're a little bit unsure. Should I go for the IELTS? Should I go for the OET exam? And we'll have a bit of a discussion today about exactly which test we recommend that you take. But in a later video, we're going to be talking about the main difference between those exams. The most important thing to remember is the OET exam is a little bit more expensive than the IELTS exam. But even still, as we'll see a little bit later on today, we would still recommend going for OET, even though it is a little bit more expensive. And let's have a good talk about why. So the first thing, before we even get to looking at the cost of the exam, the most important thing is when you're looking for the price, when you're looking for the cost, and most importantly, when you're booking your test, make sure, as you can see on this page a little bit further down, you're booking from the official OET website. There are websites out there that show different prices, and if we ever see a different price for the test, it's probably not the official website. So make sure, if you have a look at that address a little bit further below, make sure you're definitely booking from there when you do go to arrange your exam. Excellent. So the important thing to remember about the price is that the test is administered in Australia. And what that basically means is they create the test, they write the test is made in Australia. And what that means is when we see the price is going to be shown in Australian dollars, which makes things a little bit confusing. You know, a lot of people go to book their test, you know, they're in the UK, for example, they see the price in Australian dollars and they're confused, and it is a little bit confusing. But the only reason we see it in Australian dollars is because, again, the test is made in Australia. So don't be worried about it. It's not a big deal. And we'll be looking in a moment or so exactly how much it costs for you if you are in Europe, if you are in the UK, and what the price difference is going to be. Excellent. So when it comes to booking the test, the price in Australian dollars, as we can see here, is going to be 587 Australian dollars. And again, if you see it costing more, if you see it costing less, you're probably not on the official OET website. So again, make sure you're on the right site and make sure that that is the price that you're paying, 587. So the important thing to note is when it comes to the cost, depending on where you live, what country you're in, the price is going to be a little bit different. As we know, it costs 587, but we have to convert that into your local currency. And so what this means is the prices that we're showing here are true as of today, at the end of October 2019. But when you go to book your test, because of the exchange rate, it might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less. So if we have a look here, for example, we can see if you're in the UK, the price you're going to pay when we convert it to British pounds is going to be about £312. And when you go to book your test, it might be very slightly different. You know, it might be 313, 314, 310. For all of these numbers, it's going to be around this point, depending on the currency that you're buying in. So the next one we can see is if you're in Europe, in any of the European countries, it's going to be 361 euros that you're paying. If you're in India, it's going to be 28,350 rupees, around that point, maybe 28,300, 400, around that point. And then very finally, if you're in the United States, it's going to be around $400, the test fees. Brilliant. And again, you can always check online for the most up-to-date currency conversion, but the most important point is it's going to be around these numbers when you go to book your test. Excellent. So even though the OET exam is more expensive, and as we can see here, it is a little bit more expensive. Usually the IELTS test costs around 150 British pounds, whereas here we're going to be paying a little bit more than 300, so it is more expensive overall. Despite that, we would still recommend going for the OET exam, and there are a couple of reasons here. The first, of course, is that pass rate. So remember, the OET exam, as we're going to be looking at in future videos, is related to your profession. So if you're a doctor, a nurse, it's going to be related to nursing, it's going to be related to medicine. And because of that, the OET has a much higher pass rate than the IELTS exam. And that's an important thing to remember. OET, much higher pass rate than IELTS. The second is those relevant skills. All of the skills that you learn as part of your studies for this OET test, you can use in real life. If in the speaking exam you're speaking to patients, that's going to be good practice for when you're qualified, when you have your nursing pin or your medicine license. All of these skills are transferable, meaning we can use them in the test. And then very finally, there is support available for the OET exam. Brilliant. Well, I hope you found this video useful. If you do have any questions or if you have any topics that you would like for me to cover in these videos, then please leave a message in the comments box below and we'll be more than happy to get back to you, definitely. So if you'd like any support with your OET exam, you can also go to our website, which you can see on this page here, which is passmyielts.com. And we offer OET writing corrections and also a complete OET course as well. Excellent. Well, my name is Jordan, and again, I'm one of the OET teachers. Would love to hear from you, and I look forward to speaking with you again very soon. Thank you.